Welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Implosion, the Titanic sub-disaster. This is an hour and 30 minutes long. It's a documentary from Discovery, surprisingly not National Geographic. It even features one of the stars of Explorations Uncovered. I can't remember the name of the show, but we watched stuff from that. Josh Gates. What's his name? Is his name? He does a show called Expeditions Unknown. So we have watched that. So there's plenty of that kind of stuff that he does things all around the world. He's one of the commentators who had actually in this film who actually went on the submersible at one point, not all the way to the Titanic, but had a really extensive interview with the owner of Ocean Gate, the company that ran these Titanic tours. In this small submersible that fit on its last voyage 5 people, all of which died when it imploded for reasons. And part of this is to discover why and how could it have, with any kind of due diligence to make sure that this is a safe and secure kind of thing, because it's not just like, hey, let's go underwater. It's more than 3,000 feet under the sea in the Arctic, the North Arctic, North Atlantic. So yeah, it's not exactly just a joyride. It's not getting on your jet ski and buzzing around out in the bay somewhere. This is something that billionaires, or a billionaire, Stockton Rush is his name, decided, hey, you know what? I have a lot of money, and I also have investors who've put in a lot of money, and everybody gets charged $250,000 a person to go under the sea to go see the Titanic up close, which, honestly, it is the most famous ship in history. It is the most famous shipwreck in history, and it's the kind of thing that, yeah, it would be kind of cool to see up close. Not just see everything that James Cameron has ever done. Well, okay, he does a lot of undersea stuff. He's done a lot of his own explorations on his own. There's been plenty of subs that have gone down there, but for some reason the Ocean Gate submarine, very small, very curiously constructed in ways. I'm no expert in any of this, but when people are laying it out, you're just like, you notice there's some problems here, right? There's no way to escape this easily. Of course, you wouldn't want to escape it at that depth anyway. It's certain death, but yeah, there's a lot going on here. The Stockton Rush, billionaire, decided to live out use his money to live out an exciting life, and of course also make a profit. Hopefully, there was over 80 trips taken with this submarine. Different iterations, different changes were employed. They did lots of testing, but when certain things cropped up, certain things showed up, some people pointed some issues out. They even heard, when you hear a loud bang or a crack or something when you're under the water, it means you probably should surface. And sometimes you're far enough down, you don't have time, really. You wouldn't have time. But yeah, despite all the testing it went wrong, and 5 people lost their lives, one of which was a teenager, and he's not like he made the money to pay for his dad and him went. It was a great adventure kind of thing. You'd want to share that with your kid. I have to admit, it's kind of a cool thing, but it is not something you just do because, well, I'm really excited and I have the money, and who's going to stop me if I'm breaking the rules to get this done? And of course, a lot of people make the claim that Stockton really had a lot of people chomping at the bit, going, "Hey, we want to get our money back. We want to get our investment back, I should say. Not pull it, but, see some return on this. Let's get this going." So what we see for the majority of this, it is a look at lots of footage, but it's done naturally. Like, this is the man who died, and running this thing is front and center, full color. It's not grainy old footage. It's not hidden camera stuff. It's footage that was filmed specifically for him to show off his project. It now is part of a documentary about his failed project that is dead in the water. That's a really, oh yeah, I shouldn't have said that. But it's on the nose. So we get to see what went into it. We like I said, did I say this? Josh Gates interviewed him. Got to see what it was like to go into that submarine from the Discovery Channel, Expedition Uncovered, Expedition Unknown. And so yeah, but you get to see a lot of different points of view from friends of his who are in the same circles, who are also experts in these fields. There's other people that were brought on and just saw problems from the beginning, and they probably didn't. She didn't last very long. A young woman who brought a number of things up, but was hesitant to say things at first. So there's a number of different issues that when this is mainly though a investigation by, I believe, the Navy, the U.S. Coast Guard, an investigation as to why this happened, how this happened, and if there is anyone to blame. Is it a criminal charge that should be made? And yeah, you'll have to watch it to find out what they discover. We also see at least the wife and mother of her husband and son who were on that fateful trip. We see her interview with her and how she has dealt with it. There's always the thing: is she going to sue? Did she sue? Because of the loss of life. I imagine there's a certain amount of lawsuits, but there was a point in this documentary where it was made clear that Stockton said, "Hey, yeah, we're going to be going into these certain waters, so when we do this, well, you can't sue me because there are no laws here," or whatever. I think that's back when they were in the Bahamas doing some test runs, when people were getting to go on it, not the official Titanic thing, but it's kind of unnerved certain people that were involved in this. So you get a look at the people involved, you get a look at the ramifications of everything that came out of that, and you get to see possibly why things went wrong. A lot of people, will make jokes that, like, hey, one less billionaire in the world, just could have used his money better, maybe to help people and not just go on extravagant trips that he could pull $250,000 from every person who got on that submarine. That's the way people are. But yeah, you could be cynical and you can make jokes. Plenty of people have. But yeah, I mean, mainly that kid didn't deserve to be put in that situation. Adults are responsible for those kind of things. But in the end, is it just an accident, or was it willful negligence on Stockton Rush's part? That's what this documentary seems to be able to is making an effort to put together. So this is if you wanted to understand what went on, if you saw it probably in the news 2 years ago, back in 2020, 3 years ago now, 2023. If you wanted to understand better everything that went into it and the lives that were lost and the ramifications of those choices, this is the documentary to see. Although right after this ended, I think it recommended another documentary from something else, from some other, I don't know, like a series, I guess. I'm not really sure, but I skipped that. I can't watch repeated documentaries about the same thing, although I have watched way too many shark videos. So, yeah, there's nothing. It's fairly clinical. It's fairly direct in the way everything is researched and explored. There's nothing gory about it. I mean, again, when they perished, it was probably instantaneous, because I think at that level of pressure mixed with the heat at that time, I think they were just, and I hate to even use this term, but they were just erased, physically erased, and it's the at the in the moment that's the nicest way to put that. We most of the ocean has not been explored yet physically by humans. We've sent plenty of drones and unmanned submarines and stuff all down there, the cameras and everything else, and we still haven't gone everywhere. And when it gets deep, it gets deep, and this is not even the deepest part of the ocean. So there's still a lot of mystery and a lot of danger that goes into exploring this, and that's why taking people on a cruise and treating them like a crew, even though they're just tourists with a lot of money, might have been a bad idea. So, it's never something you want to take lightly when it comes to human life being lost. But yeah, hopefully if only that was something that they took into consideration when they decided to put this together. Yeah. So yeah, check this out if you were ever curious about that whole implosion submarine thing. Beyond all the late night hosts, comedy host jokes and things like that, this is, yeah, a little bit more serious take on it. Let's pick now with my reset, hopefully refurbished number selector. Yay, it works. Okay. It's now points to a brand new list. It has all the things that we've already watched in the last month. It's weird that tomorrow's May the 1st. Yeah. I lost all track of time. 25, by the way. We have literally 2 more months until, this series, oh no. Until this quarter is done, and then we might make it to August. We'll see. I don't know. But I was hoping to get something short. There's not a whole lot of really long things left. And most of the stuff that's left, I'm going to zoom out here, I can put on one screen. For the most part. Yeah. This is everything. This is everything we currently have left to watch on Disney Plus that I have yet not watched. It's 74 items. And yes, there's more coming after July because I add the things that come in on April, May, and June, and I add them to the list. But that's not going to be a very big list. It's if we have a month's worth at the start of July, I'll be very surprised. But I was hoping that, again, we don't have a whole lot of movies left. We have very few shorts and very few series. Mostly everything is reality shows, documentaries, concerts, behind-the-scenes stuff that there's a wide variety of them, but they're kind of... it's a lot. So, but we have a movie now, and I was hoping that we get something short. But hey, we are literally zooming... coming to the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 movies left. Well, now 4 after we watch this tomorrow. And all but one of them are Lifetime movies. We're going to be watching Dead Girl Summer. So, hey, we're starting summer. It's May tomorrow. So yeah, you want to get start your summer off right with Dead Girl Summer. Let's watch that on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.